Good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. I'm Levi Kones and taking over from Bore, who was here from the early morning on the morning check all the way up to 9:45. So from here to 11 o'clock, I'm your captain and we are going to be talking about road safety this Thursday. And to join me in doing that is one of the ambassadors for road safety, Oworotet. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kones, once again. I'm humbled.
Yeah, glad to have you here.
First, I have to start by saying thank you to CAS TV. Thank you.
Right, so we have not spoken since the corona started.
Yeah.
And one of the things I have noticed, especially at this very end, last weekend there was a big drive about cycling, and people were saying, cyclists' lives matter. And tell us how that campaign started about, and what's the background behind it.
Rest in peace, Caleb Omoyo. Caleb Omoyo is a 22-year-old professional cyclist in this country. Well-trained, well-versed with safety. So we would not say that Caleb did not know what he was doing. So Caleb is heading from work along Thika Superhighway. If you look at the Thika Superhighway, I understand there are provisions for cyclists, but then on this provision for cyclists, hawkers are there, motorcyclists are there, buses are stopping, so it's more chaotic. So Caleb is going home, and then on the sleeve of the road, a Kenya bus mpia comes and boom, a crash happens. Caleb is normal. So we saw cyclists come up because there is great need for them. If you look at the categories of road users, the largest category turns out to be the pedestrians. At any given point, all categories, you become a pedestrian. The second is the cyclists. I will call them the pedo cyclists because they have no engine, they have no motor to run them. So they use their energy. So it is a category that most driving school would not even mention. I'm speaking to a friend of mine called Edwin Paul Marucho.
Yeah.
He tells me from his experience, he went to a driving school and the cyclist part, the pedocyclist part was not even mentioned. So for most people, it starts from the motorcycle. That is why there was a big mix-up. People were shocked to see many pedocyclists riding along with them as we make this campaign that their lives matter. So the future of the world is going green. And when we are going green, it means zero emissions. And that puts cycling into a higher priority. If you look at countries like UK, you see the members of parliament, their prime minister, these guys are cycling. They are achieving that. I see many people saying we need to have electric cars, zero emissions. It means they are coming, and cycling will be more valued because one, it keeps you healthy. It is good exercise. But we find that we are in a country where this has not been given priority. It is now, after Caleb, that people are now waking up to realize cyclists...
That, hey, we need to make this safe.
Yeah, I was telling somebody on that campaign, actually I was given a time to give a speech, and I told them, among you are medical doctors, among you are pilots, among you are marine captains, among you are professionals. You are a journalist and you are a cyclist. If you are not respected on the road and protected by me, who is a motorist, how then, when we hit you, will we get that essential service that you always give us? And then this guy was like, wow.
So it's in your interest here to, they do say that cycling in Nairobi is like a...
It's a death wish.
Yeah, it's a dangerous sport, really. It's difficult for motorists to be able to give way to cyclists, to allow them room. It's not, even in traffic, if you look even at people who are on bikes, and we'll come to the other side of the issue of, you know, the other side of this whole thing of cyclists and guys who do borders and you know, motorbike guys and things like that. But purely on the side of just safety and riding on the road, it's difficult for motorists to even consider that cyclists are there. Why is it so? Is it a driving school problem? Is it a cultural issue? Because I, for example, I do both. I drive, sometimes I'm cycling. And when I'm cycling, I notice the difference with the attitude from drivers. It's horrendous. Very few guys, in fact, to the point where the people who actually give you room, you end up saluting because they are few. Yet it should be the norm.
I get it.
It should be the one person we are saying, that guy is really crazy. But it seems we are in a pool of crazy people and a few normal guys. Why is that so?
Allow me to refer to the Bible. The Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And people have lacked knowledge. And they now believe when you are cycling, there is an attitude that you are poor. When we were doing this cycling march, I was shocked, Connors, because I saw a bike worth 350,000 Kenya shillings. That guy is not poor. And that guy will not cycle that bike and avoid to invest in safety. He has all the flashlights. He has everything that is there. There is a rule in cycling world that says 1.5. Ask any other motorist about this 1.5. They don't know. They literally don't know. And that is why cyclists are perishing. So we need awareness. So I'll explain a bit on this 1.5. Here is a yellow continuous line.
Yeah.
It says do not overtake. And here is a cyclist and you are coming. The rule of 1.5 allows you to step on the other part of the yellow continuous line, so you are directly over it, and half of from the driver's seat to your window is on the other side of the yellow line. The passenger's seat to this window is on this side of the continuous yellow line. Only when you are overtaking a cyclist, you realize you give them a space of 1.5 meters. Why? Physics. Determining the speed you are, you would flow them. When you pass them, there is that pull.
Yeah.
So if you give them 1.5 meters, they are safe. Number two, people don't know that it is noble to protect a cyclist, a pedocyclist. That is why, if you look at my video, right now when I'm recording...
There's your 1 meter rule.
Yeah, the 1 meter rule. You see, the first part, he doesn't respect cyclists because he's too close. And then there is a 1 meter, 1.5, look at the 2 meter. Very, very safe. But when it is a yellow continuous line, give them the 1.5. Be at the center of that yellow continuous line. No police officer, no traffic police officer will stop you for that. Number two, people have not learned to ride along cyclists. At times I use the road. Somebody wants to overlap, and there's a cyclist. I like keeping left because it gives me the opportunity to meet the cyclists. They want to exit. I ride along, and then they realize you are riding along, you are protecting them. They give you the honorable salute because that cyclist, he is a father, they are mothers, they are loved ones. And I told you earlier, these guys have chosen to cycle, not that they don't have the money. They are tired of being in that traffic jam. They are working out fitness and they are more healthy. But you see, when you are on a cycle, people tend to see like you don't belong. If the government, as you can see the picture on the TV, there is a white line on the left and on the right. When a cyclist lane is not provided on a highway, we call it the sleeve. The white continuous lane tells the driver, don't go on this side because between there is a rail. So that small space acts as a sleeve for the safety of the pedo cyclist.
Yeah.
But that is where our buses stop to allow passengers alight, to allow passengers
That's where they overlap too.
to board. That is what happened to Caleb. He was on the sleeve, very safe. Then the bus just
He was crashed on the sleeve.
Yeah, on the sleeve. And that is why cyclists are up in arms. If the sleeve is their provision, what was the bus doing there?
Mm.
So,
But where do you think, where do the wheels fall off in this thing? Like, is it we were not taught in driving school? Is it that culture does not allow us to, respect cyclists? Like you say, is it, an issue of money and just an issue of thinking, oh, we mtu wa bike is just like a poor guy? And does it mean that because if he was a poor guy, does it then mean that he has lost his rights in terms of, if I'm poor, we can squeeze you,
we are in a time in a generation when perceptions are different. Let's all start by saying we all have cars. Respect will come with the brand, probably the quote of money. To me, the car I drive is just any other mode of transport. Any other mode of transport. Only that it has higher levels of safety. The same way, let me tell you, I ride motorbikes.
Oh.
I do it for fun. I do it when I want to go and scream out there. I've not invested in cycling, but now I have to, because it is not easy for you to campaign when you are outside the game. You have to be inside the game and feel the heat.
Yeah.
You need to be abused.
Welcome to the party.
You need to be abused.
I can tell you a thing or two. Yeah.
And feel the heat.
Yeah.
But you see, we are in a time when we left the village. You are being sent by the cycle to go buy sugar at the shopping center, come back. We left the village, worked hard a bit, came back in a small Datsun, and then now it was chest thumping. I've made it in life. So the culture changed, someone is trying to call me. Probably they are watching. So we have lacked in awareness. Basically, we have lacked in awareness. And this is why you always hear me saying, we need the media more. We need the media more. The media only wants to come in when it's a big people up in arms on Thika Road, heavy traffic. That is when they now come. Right now, as we speak, 2 motorcycle riders, economic riders, have been killed on Thika Road. There is massive traffic. That is
today.
Right now, as we speak, about 10 minutes ago, I just received an update from my inner network. That is now when people want to come out. We need to develop strategies that instill this foundation from an early age.
Yeah.
As I was growing up, if you performed well in school, you would be rewarded with a bike. And that was it.
Yeah.
No helmet, no nothing. I was made to learn that the day you fall and get hurt with that bike, you become a master. To date, I've never fallen, I've never gotten hurt on a bicycle. And I still cycle. I can do it. So what we need to do is to develop programs.
Yeah, and teach kids from a young age. We used to have this junior, the road safety, a place that is right by University Way, next to the St. Paul's Church. You know it?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. And I think when we were younger, we would see people go there and learn a few basics as young people, but that has seemed to be disappeared. Too many kids are riding without helmets, and they don't even know. And there's a lot of provision nowadays for even safety pads and what for children. And it's not very expensive.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not expensive to get it, but we look at it as an elitist thing to put on a helmet. The same way we think it's an elitist thing to put on a seatbelt. Ni mambo ya mababi. Yeah.
And that is why,
because the real tough dudes don't do such things.
And that is why you realize we really lack. This reflective material.
Yes.
Whether I'm walking, whether I'm driving, I don't know how my day will be. however much I plan it. At one point, I may jump on a motorbike. The guy has a helmet, he doesn't have a reflector. I left home with mine. In fact, I was discussing with some of my friends and we were telling them, Peter Kaledi is a very, very, very enthusiast of safety and he rides a motorbike. So I saw him with a very good helmet and I was asking him, how much is this? And he says, but you're not a rider. I told him, no, I just need to buy one. It's always in the car. When I'm not going to make it on time and in a meeting and there is traffic, I'll just park in a petrol station, call for a safe rider. But you see, not many people will see it that way. Here is the
I was on a safe rider this morning.
How are they?
Yeah, they're good. They have their equipment. In fact, I came in here, had to dash out and do a quick errand outside, and then I came right back. But now I dashed in and out within 20 minutes with a boda guy.
And you were safe?
Oh, yeah.
In safety gear?
Yeah.
And you feel peace, you feel protected?
Yes.
We need to...
And you see, this morning I had no plans yesterday that I was going to be on a boda in the morning. Assuming, like you're saying, assuming at the moment when I was on a boda, somebody hit me. You know, I'm just another guy.
Just any other guy.
You know.
Another Kenyan.
Another, yes. But I happen, and for those of us who do such things a lot, like from here to town, sometimes you want to run to town and just grab one thing, and you think if you take a bus, it will take you forever to go through traffic and get there. If you drive, it's even more horrendous because you have to look for parking and all that. It will be much easier, cheaper, faster. You know, we are saving time.
Yeah. To
take 20 minutes and scoot out with a motorbike and come back within the next 20 minutes and continue with the work that you are doing. But in that moment, as you're scooting out, and this is why we even talk, and this brings out the other side also of riding in Kenya, because we have a serious problem. People will tell you, those even who have been watching this program up to this point, and oh yeah, we are all for cyclist safety and all that. It's good we're talking about it. But border riders are giving us hell in Nairobi and hell everywhere else.
Everybody wants money.
You know, they're not following rules. They're likely to jump lights. You know, in fact, every time I sit with one and they do that, I'm asking them, why? You're already on a bike.
Yeah.
It's going to be faster than anybody else. You will definitely pass traffic, even at a speed of 0 to 5. You're going to leave a vehicle behind you. So why add jumping a light, taking a wrong turn, going against traffic? You know?
Here is the real problem. We are to meet at 10. I wait until 9:45. I jump on the bike until 20:20. He's going to use the wrong lanes. He's going to ride on the wrong side of traffic. And you're quiet. You told him, we are late, let's make it.
Chap, chap.
The difference with us, in the European world, they are very much time conscious. Tell them 9:30, they're there. If it means leaving home at 5 to achieve 9:30, they will. The problem is not even the riders. The real deal is with us, the pillion passengers. Peter Kaledi, I'm using him a second time as an example. He joined my road safety group. He used to do funny things, but then he made a pledge. You want him to ride on the wrong side of traffic. He tell you, go, let me wait for another passenger. You want to jump on his bike without a reflective jacket and a helmet. He just tells you, it's no big deal. Another person will come, so you just go. It leaves you with question marks. You want him to help you violate? No, he's not going to do it. This is possible. It's only that
this guy exists.
Yeah,
really?
Peter Kaledi exists. One day we'll call him on the show. I know he's watching
right
now.
Like,
so
really,
Peter,
if
you want Peter Kaledi, Peter Kaledi is a pastor, by the way. Go to Embakasi Tuskis. That is their stage.
That's my place.
He started as one. And now the whole group imitates what he does. So imagine you're in a stage of 5 of them. He tells you you have to put on this. You say no, and then you say let's go with you. The other person also tells you no. If you're not doing what he tells you, I'm not. Peter Kaledi has brought a big impact in Embakasi.
It's a revolution.
And I'm so proud of him.
We're going to take a break on that note. When we come back, more on road safety. Don't go away. You are on 59 minutes.